GM.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. GM feels better. Less syllables.
Always felt weird for me to say. Good morning rolls off my tongue. I could type GM. I can't say it.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
I find myself trying not to say it like out in public now. Because then everyone's gonna be like, GM, what the fuck are you talking about?
GM.
And .gm. There we go. Happy Monday. What's going on?
Was it the Super Bowl yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Then
yeah.
That is what's going on. One of the teams beat the other one, and one city is celebrating.
The Los Angeles Dinosaurs beat the Carolina. I don't know. No, it was not the Super Bowl. GM Chipper. Not the Super Bowl. NBA playoffs are going on though. I'm trying. Are you watching it?
I watched them at the club. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you? If the Knicks are out, who are you going for?
I just want everybody to lose. I'm not rooting for anybody. I watch good basketball. I mean, I saw Boston playing the Nets the other day.
Right. Well, that's kind of where I was going with. Like, do you ceremoniously root for the Nets, or like, is that like a hell no?
Could care less about Brooklyn and the Nets. There'll always be the New Jersey Nets to me. I will never recognize them as well. But I will always revel in a chance to watch Boston lose. Unfortunately, they did not. And I don't
3-0 right now, right?
Anything. So that was unpleasant. I really enjoyed the Hawks game. That was a thriller in Manila. But yeah, that's pretty much. I enjoy watching Boston lose. I think is the bottom line.
Yeah, game four for Boston and Brooklyn tonight. I mean, I don't like either of those teams.
Like I have never Brooklyn just look. You know what they look? They look defeated before they go out on the court. Like just the way they throw up the shots. They can't get anything. They're never open. They don't play good defense. Brooklyn is trash. I don't even know how they got there in the first place. I'll be honest.
Wow. Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant he's non-existent right now. Where the fuck?
Right now, well, hey, look, the defense is crushing them. They've switched the script on them. The NBA has been such an offensive-based league, right? And Boston has found a way to shut down two of the most talented players that have ever played. To be honest with you, I mean, Kyrie and Kevin Durant are just remarkable talents.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons should be out there. I don't understand what's going on with that. Like, I guess it's a back injury, but you
can just tell they don't have it right now.
Yeah, no, I agree.
The teams lose, but you can tell that there's fight in that. They don't seem like they have much fight in them. It seems like the strategy of the other team has defeated them mentally. That they don't think they can win. So.
Yeah, I mean 3-0 is not a lead that you come back from. Or a deficit that you come back from. No team's ever done it.
That Hawks game was exciting, man. Both teams were wet from 3. It was close. They were down by 12 at one point and came back and ended up winning.
Well, Miami ended up routing them at the end, didn't they?
No, that was.
Oh, you're not talking about last night's game.
No, not last night.
Oh, I was gonna say, I was like, it wasn't close at all. I'm like, what are you talking about?
No, last night I passed out at a weird time. I didn't get to see anything.
I got you.
I didn't get to see anything. I actually didn't even know it was. So Miami beat them bad, huh?
Miami beat them by.
Yeah, I didn't mean last night's game.
Yeah.
The one before that was close.
Steve Nash kind of trash. I don't know about his coaching abilities, but you don't talk ish about our 2-time Canadian MVP.
I would like the Knicks to be good again.
Basketball's better when the Knicks are good. I don't even like the Knicks. It's just a team that feels like it should be good. All right. You want to get into it?
Yes, sir.
Forgot to turn the music off. GM, D-Gens, and welcome back to the AlphaMint Morning Show. It is Monday, April 25th. It is episode 115, and I am your host, R2 D-Gen, and I'm joined with me every morning by Free Market Capitalist.
Hey now.
Hey now. Yeah, pretty big weekend, actually. Some interesting stuff going down, some more Otherside rumors and things happening. Nothing too confirmed, except we did get the date, and it will be April 30th that they are minting, so that's pretty exciting. The monolith boxes, the artifact Nike boxes, did finally open up. That was pretty cool to take a quick look at. And then again, MoonBirds. A little bit of FUD finally coming out of MoonBirds last night, and I think some of it is a little bit justified with one of the the chief officers of the Proof Collective announcing that he's starting his own fund, and the raise is high. So we'll talk a little bit about that, and we got some other topics to go over as well. So very excited. How was your weekend?
Good. Fabulous.
Yep. Things were good. Did you touch some grass? Was the weather nice down in New York?
Smoked some grass. The weather was nice. Yeah, all that. Good.
Nice. Yeah, we had a beautiful day. I actually got out for my first round of golf yesterday morning. We just did a quick 9 holes, and it was a short course, but it was really nice to be back out there, and I got a little bit of a sunburn, as it turns out. So happy to be hiding inside now.
Correct.
Should be a pretty good week ahead of us too. So let's get into it right now. Some not great stuff to wake up to. Of course, the crypto market is down and feeling a little bit depressed. Got the Monday blues. It did drop below. Ethereum did drop below 3,000, flirting with 2,800, but it seems like it's bounced a little bit off there, hovering around 2,900 right now. Bitcoin doing the same thing. It broke through 40,000, dipped below towards 38,000, and is kind of stabilizing in there. Again, just a kind of another consolidation leg down, still holding in the same channel. And as we've said plenty of times, that 2,800 mark, particularly for Ethereum, is what we're going to be looking for to hold and keep the chart, I think, neutral is what you said.
Yeah, Goblin Town rejoice. The chart has turned bearish. We are below the support we were trying to hold at 3,000, and macro markets led the way on Friday as they closed on the absolute lows, down about 3%. That was going to set the tone. Everybody expected them to open down a lot this morning, and because last night China was down 5% on their stock market, and it was the general consensus that this morning when we came in, we were going to see a quote unquote crash, which usually is the case when you close at the lows on a Friday. But I think global markets may have taken a little bit of the wind out of the bears' sails, as we didn't quite get that crashy open. Stocks are down. They're not quite down as much as we expected. So is the worst over? We will see. 2,800 was the support on ETH that we need to hold. If we lose 2,800, the chart turns quite bearish. We could go pretty low at that point. The old lows that we made at 2,300 would be in sight. And then we would have to start talking about lower numbers. We have to see what happens here. But losing 2,800 would be bad. So
yeah, I mean, we've held it a couple times in the past since April. We've kind of headed down towards those numbers. We're definitely got lower than we have before. So I guess we're gonna see where that goes. And then of course macro is always kind of looming as well. Let's talk about let's just jump right into NFTs. Let's talk about the Coinbase NFT marketplace drop. A little bit of retrospect. A lot of people saying that they botched their drop. The Coinbase stock hits all-time low after Ethereum NFT marketplace rollout. Since the launch, shares are down more than 50%. Since January, the stock has dropped more than 47%.
It's just a weird fucking headline. Like, I work at a newspaper. It's just the way that they craft headlines is fucking maniacal. Like, if you don't know a lot about Coinbase, NFTs, stocks, markets, or crypto, and you read that headline, it obviously seems like it is the NFT marketplace that has caused Coinbase to go to its lows, when in reality, the entire stock market has been whacked 20% here since January, and tech stocks, of which Coinbase can be lumped in, have taken the brunt of that. So, yes, was the stock itself frothy and did it need to cool off? Maybe. But this is more about macro and has nothing. Why is the NFT marketplace even in this headline? Nothing to do with this. Nothing. They just jammed two things together to make it a sensationalist headline.
That I agree with. It's more of a not correlation, not causation, or the other way around.
And I don't even think they're not even dumb enough to pretend it's a correlation after the headline. Like, the headline's the only thing there where there's no way they go deep in this article and claim that the NFT marketplace could be the reason that Coinbase is near its lows. Ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, the big takeaway for me right now is, of course, Coinbase marketplace is still in base, still adding features. They're still, slowly dripping new people into it. So I think that's important to remember. I mean, this isn't just like a complete project. They haven't done like this like grand launch and just drop it down on the world and let it go. And I have to really kind of believe that this is by design. Coinbase historically got a lot of flack for the stealth launch of a new coin on or a new token on their marketplace or their exchange, sorry, and it would cause these incredible huge pumps. As soon as it would hit Coinbase, everyone would flock to it. This, of course, being in 2017, 2018. They took a lot of shit. There was some insider trading issues that they had to kind of weed out. Now I think that like a slow, steady, methodical approach to their launches is kind of in one of their core values, right? Because I do think that they have the onus is on them to treat this stuff very carefully, because they are such a big market mover, and they are, they do have the most users actively buying crypto on there. I think most people that don't want to get into self-custody or transferring around to other exchanges, like, they really do just operate within the Coinbase ecosystem. So I think that there's been a lot of like pressure on them, probably from regulatory bodies and whatnot, to operate in a much different way. I do think that the marketplace's kind of slow launch is a product of that.
The only feature that this marketplace needs to have is 3 million normie wallets that will buy my bags. That is the only feature that I care that the Coinbase NFT marketplace has. It could be the shittiest UI I've ever seen. If it gives me access to 3 million new wallets, then I'm all for it. Yay, Coinbase. Get off the fucking lows here.
Yeah, for sure. As long as it works. I mean, that's the other big thing. We just want an NFT platform that doesn't go down as much as Coinbase. That would be beautiful. Let's talk about the Aku drop. The Akutars, I think, is what they were calling them. Yeah, Akutars. We mentioned in the show a while ago when we were talking about NFTs signing big media deals. Obviously, Bored Apes doing stuff with Coinbase to do a feature kind of documentary film. We saw World of Women get picked up and signed and doing entertainment deals with Reese Witherspoon stuff. Aku was actually one of those names in there. We did touch on it pretty briefly, but they did their Akutar drop, and boy, did they screw it up royally. $34 million in ETH is now locked into a smart contract that had a pretty substantial flaw in it. A bunch of people, including Hassan, I believe that's Hassan of Raid Party fame, did try and get in touch with them to let them know. They assured people that they know everything that is right and what they're doing, and there's fail safes in place. And they were incredibly wrong about that as well. So as of right now, $34 million worth of ETH is locked up. That is about 11,000 Ethereum. And as far as everybody can tell, that is never leaving. It is gone. And that is probably got a sting a little bit for the devs and the founders of this
That
project.
seems like a lot of money to dump into a Mendel's companion collection, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty big. This was done by Micah Johnson, sorry, of a former MLB player. They're committing to doing some refunds for anyone that got burned on pass holders, but it's going to put a big dent in their project. And it was
if you were looking for the Boonji Mendel mashup derivative, here it is. Go get it. Have fun.
Well, as if NFTs didn't contribute enough to burning ETH through gas fees, Aku has taken 11,000 ETH out of the ecosystem permanently. So there you go. Thank you.
Feels like burning ETH on fees.
It feels different.
Oh, yeah, it's literally like 11,000 ETH could have gone towards buying my bags instead of locking it into a pointless contract. Have I mentioned that before? Buy my bags.
All right. As Endot says, thanks, Aku, for deflating.
Buy my bag.
Let's talk about the artifact drop. Nike and the Monolith box finally did open this weekend, and they were out some pretty big purchases. I think you mentioned Pranksy went pretty hard on buying the sneakers. The floor of the sneakers, not so high. The floor of the Monolith boxes that have not been opened yet, going much higher. They're sitting at about 3 ETH right now, and these are the sneakers. I've got the highest last sales pulled up. This one went for 35 ETH, so definitely some huge sales going down in there. But this was a long time coming. I know people have been really excited to see what was in the Monolith boxes. They definitely took their time in revealing these and opening these, and I think the reaction of them was a lot of excitement within the artifact community. I think that it was pretty positive. The Monolith boxes themselves do remain at 11 ETH. So that's been fun to watch. Did you see anybody talking about this on Twitter? The excitement, like what was your take on all of this?
No, I didn't hear a thing about. Of course, everyone was talking about it. There's fucking Nike's first NFT drop, and like I said, Pranksy came into the chat and told us that he dropped 400 ETH to get his Murakami drip sneakers, and I think everybody from NFTs to conventional sneakerheads and people who sell things on StockX were impressed by these. These are the sneakers of the future. They look fucking amazing. So Clonex Artifact and Nike continue and will continue to dominate. Keep coping.
Oh yeah, I mean, again, they continue to execute on an incredibly high level, and I mean, these look fantastic. I don't have any metaverse characters that I would be wearing these with, but they have skin changing vials that you can do and hook them up and whatnot. And it looks pretty slick, and I don't know. I'm watching like the teaser videos and everyone talking about it. I just find it so incredibly bullish that like I'm looking at like real like legit Nike shoes in an NFT form, and I just think that's fucking awesome, man. It's great. So
keep open. Man, remember how botched the Dutch auction was, and everyone was so salty.
Yeah, it definitely seems like that has all kind of washed away and been done with.
The airdrop of their airdrop is now higher than that pussy ass Dutch auction starting price. The airdrop of their airdrop. Forget the original airdrop, which is 5x that price. Forget that. Keep coping.
VFriends is going live with the rest of their drop today. Anybody that was on the raffle is going to be able to get in on this. So far, almost 34,000 of them are on OpenSea. Tons of volume being traded. Well, not tons of volume. 7,500 is nothing to shake a stick at. But again, there's still lots of these to come. The raffle is going to go live, and then the reveal is going to be tomorrow. They're holding really well. They are at 1.33 ETH floor. They were down to, I think, as low as 0.7, kind of in the middle of that really extended mint process that they had. Of course, it's gone on for the better part of 2 weeks, and going to be finally coming to a close pretty soon. But yeah, I mean, once they got through the initial kind of shitstorm of all of the scam links and people getting burned on the the drop and whatnot, they got it all figured out, and it's been doing really well right now. So Gary V is just like, I don't know. Like the interesting thing to me was what was going to happen with a 55K supply. I guess we still have to figure out what the true answer to that is once the raffle kind of wraps up, and then the last of it for anybody that didn't mint will be hitting a public sale. So I don't know. What do you think once this is all said and done? Do you think this is something that will continue to hold? Do you think the art is underwhelming for what it was? I'm actually almost thinking, as ridiculous as it sounds, I prefer the original VeeFriends art.
I don't care about the art. I don't know anything about it. It's pointless. These are about utility. The mistake is thinking that projects need utility, and the other mistake is thinking that projects that actually have it need art. Neither needs either when one is effective as the other. And these are going to be a cook. Gary V is going to prove that even a 50K supply is small when you talk about appealing to the mass market that is out there. And these are a cook. Everybody who got them in the raffle last night, the allow list was celebrating. Kudos to them. Kudos to Gary. And yeah, it's going to be good money here for anyone who gets them in.
Yeah, definitely. I am actually a little surprised at how well the floor is held, but maybe I shouldn't be. I mean, it is Gary V after all, and whatever he does with his projects and stuff that he touches just continues to kind of to go up only.
In 2 years, 100K supply will be small.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. I don't think that's even a question. I do find it really fascinating and fun to watch this kind of like push the limit of that right now, though. So
yeah, this idea that there's no liquidity in the market or liquidity is left. No, liquidity is left your projects. There's plenty of liquidity, as we can see when something quality like MoonBirds drops. There's just no liquidity for your shitty project. That's all.
Right. Well, then let's get into MoonBirds. Then yesterday it continued its march up to about 40 ETH. I believe it got there, and if it didn't, it was like very, very close. I mean, like 39.5 or something like that. That was the highest that I saw the actual floor price. The average sales, of course, much higher than that, as people have definitely gone out of their way to buy rares here. Right now, looks like we're sitting at about, I'll give it a refresh, 34. So it's getting off the mat there. It did drop on a little bit of FUD, and this is kind of the first real FUD that I saw come out of MoonBirds. Of course, there was that NFT ethics thread that was like just really, really grasping at straws, and that account sometimes just feels the need to just kind of poke at something. It did not hold much weight. It did not slow MoonBirds down. This one, I think, kind of rubbed people the wrong way. Ryan Carson, of course, I believe his technical title is, he's the COO, of Proof Collective, and of course MoonBirds by Proof, just announced on Twitter that he was launching his NFT fund 121G. He's been blown away by the interest, with over 80 folks asking for more information. And I think this maybe has some shades of Star Catchers with the Boki drop by Botrick. Where maybe it caught some people off guard. The entry into this fund is a pretty palatable 100 ETH, right? So we're talking about $300,000, and needless to say, people were definitely rubbed the wrong way. Lots of not very supportive comments underneath it saying, you just launched this project that you sold out for 2.5 ETH. They are now trading for 40 ETH. You guys are making a killing on the secondary royalties. And a mere week after the drop, you're going to announce this. So I think there's going to be some announcements coming out today. I know Kevin Rose on a space kind of said it would be something he would be addressing tomorrow. That was, of course, yesterday. So today. So I guess something to watch for. I don't know how much this is actually going to slow down MoonBirds. I don't know if this was a huge misstep. Apparently, there was some deleted tweets about him talking about the floor price, which he promptly deleted, and people were calling him out for too. I don't know. How are you feeling about this? The reaction was not great.
The reaction was by who? The people just can't help but bitch and complain. What does this have to do with MoonBirds? He's raising money for NFT. None of the people complaining have 100 ETH to buy into this fucking thing. They all need to sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up. If you guys could create the value that these guys did, you'd be launching this project. Who gives a shit? This has nothing to do with MoonBirds. It's an NFT fund. Stop crying. Guess what? More VCs are going to do this, and more people are going to buy into it because they've proven they can create value. Thanks for playing.
Yeah, I know D's went at him. Like, I don't know. I see a lot of names on there just being like, maybe it was too soon or whatnot. But
yeah, boohoo. The birds are going to 100 ETH, and this fund is going to do very well. Thanks.
Yeah, you think that it's an okay play, not a big deal, shouldn't even be newsworthy?
I think people on Twitter can't help to bitch about everything.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's talk about what the 121, the 1.21 gigawatts fund that he's dropping is.
Name.
What's that?
You said, what a stupid name.
You're on it today, eh? We are at a unique moment in history where historically significant NFTs are available for acquisition before large institutional investors enter the market. Those in the know are able to invest in projects and make significant gains before the rest of the industry. 121 is poised to perfectly capture this historic opportunity by utilizing these strategies to maximize returns for our investors, et cetera, et cetera. So I guess if you have a spare 100 ETH and you want to trust Ryan Carson with it, then there's an opportunity there for you.
No, I prefer to trust the 19-year-old who drew Kevin's.
Hey man, don't talk shit about Kevin. Kevin crushed it.
Yeah. No, I think this is going to do very well. I love his thesis. I have been crying about this for a minute. We are, especially in something like art blocks, which all art blocks curated will have a $1 million floor. That may seem crazy to you right now, given that there are art blocks curated sitting at 0.1. But I promise you, if you look at the size of trad art and you look at how much money is flowing around over there and how easy it's going to be for these wealthy people to buy fine art on their phone while they lay in a hammock in Southampton, you're crazy. And I am so bullish on Gen art blocks and one-of-ones going into the summer. I can't even take it. And one reason is because this guy's going to raise 10,000 ETH and start buying these things. Wake up. They're telling you what they're going to... People want to sit there and bitch when they should look at this and go, huh, so this really smart rich guy is going to get a bunch of rich people to inject all this money into our market? Oh, boo fucking who? Maybe figure out what he's going to buy. How about that? DYOR, bitches.
I love it. No, I mean, you're absolutely right. They are just out there in public telling you what they're about to do and then what they're about to spend their money on.
I have to hear about the equality ethos on Web3 again. This is pure, unbridled motherfucking capitalism. Get in, get your piece, and get out, okay? It's a decentralized, deregulated network. That's how we want it. Shush. Go buy some ETH. It's cheap.
Had to take a drink after that mic drop. All right, and then lastly, what do we got here? We got the Bored Ape. We talked a lot about them coming up on their 1-year anniversary, and happy birthday to the Bored Apes because they have finally crossed that. I saw a lot of people celebrating, some people having cakes for their Bored Apes or at parties and stuff like that. We have passed 1 year with Bored Apes in existence, and of course that means that anybody that minted them is now eligible for long-term capital gains tax. And what does that mean for the floor? Apparently it's just going right up. Last time I refreshed this, it was 147. It was 140 when I woke up, and the floor has honestly just been lava.
Everyone was like, oh, long-term capital gains are kicking in, so apes are going to take... You think these people giving away their seed phrases for a song are sophisticated enough to understand the nuances of U.S. tax law? Get the fuck out of here. These people held monkey JPEGs from $200 to $500,000, and they're going to hold them to $1 million because it's what they do. The people who have them at this point are holding their fucking apes. And I did a few spaces over the weekend. We did an ape room with a lot of apes. You know, shout out to Mr. Suit and T-Moss and everybody out there. It was a lot of fun. And, you know, forget forget congratulations. I would like to say thank you, because not one fucking person would be sitting here listening to this show or trading NFTs if it was not for the Bored Ape Yacht Club. I have been here for 3 years, okay? And I didn't get OpenSea emails but once a month if I was lucky before last April. And now, no matter how bad the stink bids are, you get a constant stream of email offers to your inbox. And that is solely thanks to the Bored Ape Yacht Club, who last August, the debate was, will apes flip punks? Lo and behold, we fast forward to this year and they bought the IP and gave it to the punks. This is the greatest thing that has ever happened in our industry. It's one of the best business stories of all time. As go the apes, go NFTs. Everybody in NFTs should be rooting for the apes. Everybody should be happy when they get to $1 million floor. This is our industry, period. Yuga Labs, tip your hat, 1 year old. And now we have a huge announcement with land dropping on the 30th. I guess one of the rooms we were in, kind of the big debate was, the rumors are that it's going to be priced in ape coin. But why? What? Certainly as Yuga Labs, who has taken in $450 million in funding, they are not hurting for money right now. They don't need this cash. At the same time, the people who invested in them want this to be a business, not a charity. And if they're going to sell it in ApeCoin, they're basically just going to take in a bunch of tokens that they can't really use. It's not like they're going to go dump them on Uniswap after they get them. They can't turn it into ETH easily or without controversy. This isn't a burnable token. They're not going to burn these. So what is the point of selling it in ape, with the exception of maybe inflating the ape price because it goes into your treasury and you're not going to use it immediately? Like, what is, and it goes back to Kobe's article that we did cite a lot last week, but what point? What is the point of this DAO? What is the work that you must stake to prove for? I think that those are the questions. And I am not saying this in any type of bearish or critic. I just told you why I think Bored Apes are the most important entity in all of NFTs, and why we should all be rooting for them to be massively successful on every metric that they engage in. But I think it's a fair question to ask, because the other option would be pricing it in ETH and bringing in 200 million bucks, right? So let's just, I think it was a fair question and something worth debating. I think the rumors are it would cost between 600 and 800 ape per piece of land, which makes sense.
I saw as low as 300, but again, it's entirely speculative. So
well, we minted around 2.5 ETH. So that, what would that be right now? About 7,500 bucks. That's probably not a crazy place to start in your head. But yeah, I could see it being anywhere from 1 to 3 ETH, somewhere in there per plot.
So what do you think, though? Do you think they should do it in ape, or do you think they should just bring in the ETH? Or do you think it matters?
That's the thing. I don't think anybody who is not in Yuga Labs can answer that question unless we knew what they were going to do. And who knows how lofty their goals are. Maybe they have some crazy freaking plan we can't even conceive that wants to take the world by storm. Maybe it's the opposite end, and this is literal just Ponzi-nomics. They want to get those coins off the market, pump the price as much as possible. Or something in between. I have no idea. I think the possibilities are interesting. All I could say is that my gut says they are going to price it in ape. I think right now, unfortunately, whether they want it or not, the market is now deciding it should be priced in ape. And if they did not, I think you would see quite the pullback in ApeCoin, which I don't think they want. So I'm wondering.
I agree. Yeah,
market is going to force their hand in a way, like or is it going to be some hybrid method? Like, we're going to charge. Let's say they charge Bored Apes, ApeCoin, but the public can pay an ETH or I don't know. I don't know.
My question is, and this might sound ridiculous, but now that they're taking in outside money from VC investments and doing seed rounds and all of that stuff, do they need to raise money from the community anymore? Right? Like,
no.
And that's why I just think that, like, okay, they've kind of transcended into this new entity of which we've never really seen in NFTs. They're getting tons of capital from investments, and we've all seen the list of investors. It's spectacular. Do they need to pull any money? I'm talking about ETH from the community anymore, or should everything just be powered in Ape? And that's, again, my standpoint is that now that this thing is out, their entire ecosystem should be transacting in it. This is just my personal feeling.
That's fine. The question is, what are they going to do with the ape? Like, what is the point of Bored Ape Yacht Club bringing in ape?
Oh no, yeah, I would just say, like, that you're right. They can't burn it. It's a governance token, but maybe it just goes into the, I don't know, treasury or a separate wallet that never gets touched. They're effectively removing circulating supply.
Exactly. From the market. Right. So
that's what I think. Yeah.
Why are you removing circulating supply? Is my again this.
Is this almost like the idea of like some kind of like pseudo staking? Like, you give me 600 ape, I give you this land that you could do stuff with, but like the ape is now locked. But like, I don't know.
If they can't burn it and they can't use it, it doesn't make any sense to me to price it in that. So my assumption is that they have a plan for it that doesn't involve dumping it on the open market.
Right. Yeah, I'm really, you're right too. I'm wondering if, like, at this point their hands are almost going to be forced because so much speculation and rumor mongering and engagement farming has gone on from people being like, oh, I saw this contract, it's a foregone conclusion, like this is it's an ape, or then other people are saying, there's been this like push and pull of the rumor mill. But I think you're right. Like, maybe the community has just decided for them, and the PR that would come from doing an ETH drop might be rough. I don't know.
I was going to say another thing to take into account is that,
GMcast.
Another thing to take into account is it has been historically proven in terms of tokens and blah 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 that you can't rely on the 90% of flippers that this market holds. So you do need, I can name a few NFT projects. Alethea AI example. They don't really rely so much on their community. They rely more on the financial investments from the big players.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? And that's how their token is managing to kind of stabilize, and how they're moving their project slowly but surely, but only catering for a particular type of demographic. And the way Bored Ape Yacht Club doing seed rounds and for big investors to get involved, I think that would be the way forward for this industry to be sustained. Although we don't like it, but you look at so many projects that have tried to do it the community, the righteous way, the way that we believe metaverse should be. And the problem that we all have, or that we all get, seems to be greed, where people wants to kind of plant the floor on and get any little bit that they can. You cannot build anything with people's mentality like that. So you do need the bigger corporate companies that have the longer term idea to make it work. So I see why they went down this route. And in terms of minting it in ape, it's to do with the ecosystem. Same as Habibi's. Celifay. I don't know if you've heard of it or not, but Celifay has got.
Oh yeah, I got it in the Discord. I'm not sure if it was your link or not, but I appreciate that.
Minor. So Celifay, 15% of their allocation is going to go to Habibi's, and they are going to be able to mint that with oil. Again, it's to kind of keep the ecosystem running, it's to keep it moving, it's to give the token valuation.
Does the oil get burnt, or does it go to this other project?
I believe it goes to the other project, but I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so normally they get burnt, but I'm not sure how they're going to do this time, because obviously the Cellophane are going to want money,
Right.
and you know, burn randomly. I don't know what the deal is with them, but you know, you see more and more projects kind of trying to go down this route, which makes sense because they're trying to build an ecosystem. And you can't build an ecosystem when people get hold of your token and you plank it because there's no real anything for it. Oh, and by the way, I got my cool pet.
Yeah, I was gonna say I saw you rocking the fire cool pet. You're still participating, still enjoying.
Well, yeah, yeah, because I've got one, or I've got two. I've managed to hatch one, so the game side of it is more or less done for me at the moment because I've managed to get my pet. And yeah, just again, my hunch with cool pets, and it is a hunch. I am kind of relying on that video that you guys showed just a minute ago. Because if this 8-plan thing works and the collaborations that they're going to be doing is going to be with them top tier 5 NFT projects that we all know that they all run, that means they would run along with it. Where milk could be a case where you'd be able to same as what Star Wars is looking to do, or Pain Scouts is looking to do in regards of interoperability with tokens. Now, if these guys at Yuga Labs, which I would expect them to be able to do that, does that with milk, fly, you know, it will just carry that group of NFTs to the fucking moon. Where these will be your OGs of NFTs. You know,
the rising tide lifts all ships, kind of, right? Like if you're even associated with Yuga or Bored Apes, like you're going to get it.
Exactly. So, and that's the reason why I bought another one and just playing the game. Although the token is down to shit.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah.
You know, it's pathetic.
Below a cent now.
I don't even think it's 7 cents.
Oh, below a cent. 1 cent.
Yeah, below 1 cent. Yeah, 0.007.
Yeah, 8.
Yeah, 3/4 of a cent. So yeah, it is poor, but then again, it's that period of time, and I don't know. I'm maybe going through historics, maybe, and I'm remembering last year, Bored Ape was doing shit around this time, and everyone was thinking the market was fucked, blah 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 blah. And then come May, June, July, it started to kind of. We didn't have a summer last year, so I'm hoping we have a summer this year, an NFT summer this year, because I think the real pump came around late July, August, September. That's when the move really started. Okay, so yeah. I'm kind of hoping for the same kind of historical pattern, maybe, but then FMC would be the better one to talk to in regards of if I'm right or wrong with that.
Yep, but they would be starting to get bullish around late May, June, and hold through summer. Bearish again around September, October,
and then a run, and then back down to bearish for December.
Yeah, that's usually bottoms in December sometime.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's my take on it. How are you guys anyway? Okay, anything else?
I'm good, man. Like I said earlier in the show, I managed to get around to golfing yesterday, which was great. It was just good to be out, doing something, you know, somewhat active and just enjoying the weather. It was a long winter here. It was a very long winter.
Oh, still, well, yeah, it feels like still winter here in the UK. I'm just, I need to get out. I want to. Oh fuck, token proof.
Yeah.
Have you heard of it?
Token proof?
Yes.
Okay, talk to me.
My friend, oh my god, right? This thing come out beginning of the year, okay? Free mint, currently sitting near 1 ETH, right?
Right.
But the reason I'm bullish on it is because in terms of real world events, for NFTs, I think they've actually hit the spot. So what they do is they have a system which allows you to use your MetaMask wallet without using your MetaMask wallet. Okay, so let's just say, for example, you're going to New York.
Tokenproof.xyz.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, I'll give you an example. I'll give you a little bit of alpha on it. Let's say, for example, you wanted to go what is it? NFT NYC NFT. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's say you want to go to that, and let's say you have an MFO. Yep.
Yeah.
And you want to go into the special MFers area in New York NYFC. Yeah. You're gonna need token proof to use your QR code to get you in.
Gotcha. That's cool.
Right? They've done this with a few projects already. One of the guys or some members of the team seem to be associated with Farouk and Mug Radio. So they've got the connects. And what they're looking to be is just Jean Carlos, the community manager, same community manager, and Peyton as well. And Pons. They all kind of are around Farouk a lot. So what I'm thinking, or why I'm bullish about it, is if Bored Ape Yacht Club need to have a members night, they're more than likely going to use token proof for their members. Now,
yeah, to kind of keep those wallets secure, so you're not carrying it around on your phone.
There you go.
Yeah,
right?
That makes sense.
Now, with the token, any of the collabs that they do, and so on and so forth, the token holders being the first ever members to support the group, they will get looked after with X, Y, and Z.
Interesting.
And it flew, dude. This thing ran up to 1.8 ETH on a free mint.
Oh, that's so cool that the QR codes kind of like generate in real time, like rapidly, because it was like, what if somebody just gets a hold of that QR code? They obviously thought of that. So
yeah, they've done. I think they've got something, and I think as NFTs progress,
we seem to be going through quite a phase of like services, right?
I did an interview with the founder of NFT NYC, and one of the first questions that I asked him was, why are NFT NYC tickets not NFTs? And his precise response was because something like token proof doesn't exist. So I agree on the bullishness of something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one. There's 6 more days left of minting, which is a free mint. There's a 2,000 supply. 940 something have been minted so far. Mm-hmm. You can download the app and you can use the app for free. Okay. So the way that they're doing it is they're charging the project to use the service, not the customers or the consumer. So the consumer can just go to Google Play, download the app, and off and away.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense too, right? Because when you have a user base that wants a service like this and they don't have to pay for it, they do put pressure on the projects that they want to see use it to sign up for it. And well, I mean, I don't know what the price point is, but if they're pulling it off properly, it could be an incredibly valuable tool for, both sides of the equation, really.
Well, don't worry, guys. When Star Wolves wants to do a real life event, we're going to be using token proof because I've got the link.
You got it all locked out. Perfect. I love it. No, we're going through this this phase right now where services are being very very in demand. I mean, if you want to call MoonBirds or Proof Collective some kind of like service access pass or whatever, obviously it's doing incredible, but even pre-mint, which we mentioned a bunch on the show, has just been like absolutely on fire over the weekend. And just I think all of these things that people are now realizing that, okay, I've got the NFTs, but how do I use them, and how do I use them in a safe, secure manner, are coming to light. And I think it's great. I think it's this is such a good step for bridging real world utility with NFTs, because I'm not even gonna lie to you, I don't even have MetaMask on my phone. I do not keep my shit on my person, right? Like I don't know. I don't want to.
No, it makes sense. If someone just fucking steals your fucking phone, that's it.
How do they break into your MetaMask after they steal your phone?
If they have your password, I don't know. If it's been, I know that's like
have your password.
You know what? The funniest thing FFC, Like, yes,
Well, you can laugh. I'm not. I like to think I have good security set up. Like I wouldn't be as worried about it, but not everyone does. We know that.
No, I mean my MetaMask is connected with my thumb, so you're gonna need my thumb for it. But I do get your point.
Oh, okay.
Because there are some people who, for some dumb reason, still save their fucking seed phrase on their phone, thinking it's going to be safe.
Mhm.
You know, and all it takes is one fucker to kind of Bluetooth into your phone, take your shit, and you're done. So, yeah, literally. So,
OpenSea bought Gem.
OpenSea bought who?
Gem. Gem.xyz.
Oh, did they?
Oh, really?
Moves being made. You think you guys are gonna buy Looks Rare and Genie? That'd be a move.
Oh, did you look? Are you not going to be minting Trade Snipers NFT?
What's that? Oh, Trade Sniper. No, I don't use those things. I'm sure it's a cook, but
No, I'm not sure about that one. I've only used it recently. Funny enough, I started using it when I was buying Star Wars. Yeah. I think it's cool, but and then there's this other one. You're right in terms of the tools. Alpha HQ, MVHQ just signed it off for a giveaway for their people.
I think Elon Musk just bought Twitter.
What of Chamath?
No. No. Oh, we didn't even mention that, but yeah, I mean, I guess Twitter went back to the. They accepted.
They just accepted Elon's $45 billion bid.
No shit. Oh, there you go. Doge is probably ripping right now.
So what? Twitter's owned by Elon.
Yeah.
Chamath sold it to Elon.
Yeah.
I don't. How much?
Elon Musk bought Twitter.
Chamath didn't have a sizable holding of Twitter, did he?
He did.
He did.
Yeah. Elon was the biggest holder.
No,
Elon had 9.5%.
He didn't take it private. He just bought the company.
Yeah, I understand. Oh, okay. I didn't know Chamath had anything to do with it. Sorry.
Bro,
apologies.
Listen, FMC, man. You know you need to holler at your boy, man. Holler at your boy Elon. Tell him, say like, look, we got a project here called Star Wars. If you want to buy this, like, we can
see how he treats NFTs now. I'm wondering how much of this, because there's two angles here. We're all in a bubble with Web3, and we think everything revolves around Web3. But Elon Musk is probably looking at this as a journalism play, as now I own the most important newspaper in the world. And that's where I think the real value is to somebody like him. But as a champion of blockchain technology, I could imagine him making that part of the Twitter UI a priority in what he does. So.
Yeah, I was thinking that, especially the integration with MetaMask and shit. I think that would be ideal for him, considering MetaMask can you hold Dogecoin on MetaMask?
Okay, fine. Now, can you hold Bitcoin on MetaMask?
No,
right? Yeah, so I don't know.
They're a different token.
I doubt it. Yeah, it's
coin. They're a coin.
Yeah, so it would.
Has anyone ever wrapped Doge? Is there wrapped Doge?
I'm sure they've wrapped everything.
It doesn't. I guess there's no point though, because then it doesn't make it cheap to transact.
Right.
That's the point of it, right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anywho.
Ledger, Trezor, and Trust Wallet for.
There's a lot of breaking news in just a small segment on the show.
There we go.
Look at that. Boom.
Gem is been bought. Twitter's been bought.
Gem. Yeah, this is a more.
Well, wasn't Gem prioritizing Looks Rare too?
They were. This is I know.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a big hit for Looks Rare.
People are more pissed about the Gem acquisition than the. But you know what? I mean, you know what OpenSea bought with Gem? They bought a functional fucking dev team. I don't know what this is what. And when you look at these type of acquisitions, right? Largely, that's what these things are about. It's less about the product itself and more about, Apple looks at a company that has a team that's putting out and they're like, look, the only way to hire these guys is to buy their company. You can't hire them away from their own company, so you got to buy it. And I think that is what OpenSea. I think that's what OpenSea was going. Just like with Apple and Beats. Apple wasn't buying a headphone company; they were buying Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre's connections in the music industry to build Apple Music.
Giant marketing play. Giant
right,
marketing
right.
play. Yep.
So, well, even less than marketing, it was more they needed those inroads into music. So you can't just break in no matter.
Sorry, marketing
favors and
not the right word. I got you.
You're right. So, very interesting, man. This is big stuff. We better think about this for 24 hours before we comment tomorrow. Good stuff.
Yeah, a random next one. OpenDAO. You guys heard anything from it?
Heard of it.
What you mean?
Yeah. Have you heard anything coming out of it? I've heard something.
No. What did you hear?
One first project that they're going to release, and there's a fuckload of hype behind closed doors about it. I think it's called something called Luna, but there's some.
This is SOS, right?
That's right.
Yeah, I've definitely heard. Fuck. I'm like, do I still own SOS? I think I actually might. Is it doing well?
I'm not sure, but all I know is they've got this project that they're going to release through OpenDAO, and they're doing moves. OpenDAO are doing like these moves behind closed doors, like certain collabs I know that they're getting themselves involved with are very they're running around the same people as Llamaverse, Gojira, them fuckers. Yeah. So yeah, they're hanging around with them, and they've got a project that they're going to launch. I believe it's going to be called Luna, I think. But keep an eye on that one, because I think that's going to have a really big push.
Okay. Yeah, I have to re-look into. We were bullish on SOS until Looks Rare came out, and then it was just like, oh, that one works.
I love Looks Rare. Like Looks Rare has got me out of trouble so many times. So yeah.
Yuga, buy Looks Rare. Yuga Labs.
Oh God.
My bags. Fuck cats. Buy my bag.
Buy it with ApeCoin too while you're at it. No.
Hey, ApeCoin's a you guys are on AMA.
I will take ETH, not ApeCoin.
I was just kidding.
No, I'm just telling Yuga in case they're listening.
Well, they are. They are.
Are you guys doing AMAs this week? I saw.
Yes. Yep. We've got the Moon Monday thing coming up today, so we'll hold a space around that. Of course, the community bounty winner is going to be announced, so that's going to be good for somebody.
Did Elon Musk just save the global economy? I'm wondering.
Did what?
Did Elon Musk just save the global economy in one fell swoop with a measly $45 billion purchase? He may have just saved the entire world.
Do you want to expand on that?
No.
Okay, perfect.
Well,
no. Let's save it for tomorrow.
The NASDAQ just went from down 1% to up 1%. All right.
Right. I got you.
That's not Twitter. That's the entire fucking NASDAQ. Okay, yeah. And people are now billionaires.
Liquidity projection.
Billionaires don't spend $45 billion when they think we're going into a recession. I want to repeat that and say it loudly for everybody who thinks that we're going. Billionaires don't buy big companies, large caps off the market when we're going into a recession. It just doesn't happen. This is a very bullish sign.
Well, I would add to that even more so, and I say it's more bullish for the way that I perceive the way the world is going to be over the next 5 to 10 years, which is the way that Elon kind of sees it. You know, everything electrified, everything digital, Web3 being key, work. I mean, even with COVID, the transition along with COVID from having people going to offices to working from home, it's all getting people ready for this Web3 fucking boom, because it's going to come to a point that you're going to earn your keep in Web3. That's because the jobs out there are just, they're decreasing. I mean, let's just look at the car industry, for example. Okay, when electrics come in fully, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, you're either going to A, retrain a fuckload of mechanics, or B, get a bunch of robots to kind of do the work for you. Because all you're going to need is software updates because it's all electric. You don't need no combustion. You don't need to change an exhaust, you know? So even in shops and stores, they've taken shopkeepers out and you've got like self-service machines. Less and less people are going to have jobs, where Web3, I believe, will create jobs for those people.
Yes, I am a strong believer in the creator economy, and that's not just, you know, TikTok influencers and whatnot, but like the idea that you are going to be able to monetize your creative output in a much better way. You know, I think that is a real thing. I think that you're obviously going to see a huge shift. I mean, like McDonald's, the dream scenario is that they only have 2 people working in a full McDonald's at any given time, and they're quickly moving towards that.
Yep.
You think about how many people they employ, right?
So yeah.
Cass, I'm gonna have to wrap this up. We've got some stuff to work on and some stuff to prepare for this afternoon. But I always appreciate you coming up and joining us.
What are you doing this afternoon, sorry?
Well, we've got the Moon Monday thing, so we're just gonna finalize all of the trait stuff. We're gonna finalize, or we're gonna talk about, you know, the community Twitter session that we've got going on, and then there's just lots of work to do.
What's that on Spaces?
What's that?
Is that on Spaces?
Yeah, we'll be doing a Spaces this afternoon, and then we have like a joint community, cross community Spaces on Thursday, and then you know, we did some AMAs and Discords on the weekend, or I did. Charlie unfortunately had some really nasty delays at the airport.
Well, if you ever need a helping hand with an AMA, just let me know, man. I'll come in and rip the fuck out of them. Okay.
Always a ping away. You got it, man. I appreciate it.
All right, guys, listen. Have a good one. I'll speak to you in a bit.
Go.
Good, bud.
All right, guys. On that note, I think it is time that we wrap the show up. Had some breaking news there towards the end of it. Very exciting. Definitely going to be some more stuff to talk about tomorrow. So I am looking forward to that. Free Market, anything else you want to add in before we wrap it up?
I like turtles.
Turtles. Ninja Turtles. Huge Ninja Turtle bull. I know this. I remember. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will do this again tomorrow at 9:30. We talked about Bored Apes, Yuga Labs, the Otherside drop. We talked about MoonBirds and Proof Collective and the fund that Ryan Carson is raising and whether or not you should even really truly care about it. We talked about the macro crypto market kind of going in a downward direction. The Artifact monolith reveal for the Nike shoes went very, very well. They look great. The Aku contract locking $35 million in ETH up in the in a very, very poorly written contract. Touched on Gary V's VFriends V2 drop, and yeah, so we appreciate that. It's all recorded for you if you want to tune in later. Free Market, get us out of here.
Good luck at the tables, D-Gens.